Hello and welcome to MHA Digital Communities. My name's Katie and today we're going to be making some Christmas themed art. Today's activity is going to be a cut-out Christmas snowflake, and for this activity you're going to need some plain white paper, just normal thin printer paper, and some green or any colour card, but green looks quite nice, we're going to work with that. You'll also need a pair of sharp scissors, a glue stick, pen, pencil and rubber. And you'll also need something to draw around. I'm just using this art palette to draw around. This particular one is about 15 centimetres across. If I just measure that, 17 centimetres across. So if you have a little side plate or something like that, that should work, or you can use a compass. Take your white paper and you're going to use your circle template to draw a circle. Like that, and then when you've done that you'll cut the circle out. Okay, so here's my circle. Just get rid of the spare paper. Then once you've got the circle, you're going to then fold that. Just move this piece of paper so we can see more clearly. You're going to then fold that in half. So we've got this semicircle, and then we're going to fold it for a second time. And then we're going to fold it one more time, so 3 folds. And squash that down like that. So we've got this tiny little fan-shaped section, and then once we've got that, we're just going to draw some little shapes onto here, and then we're going to cut those out. So each one of these will be a facet of the whole snowflake effect. So I'm just going to start off with what I'm calling almost like the half of a heart shape. If you were to draw a heart shape, that would be 1/2. So it's just a little curvy area like that. Then I'm going to draw for the next one just a triangle, because remember you've got to get the scissors into these shapes, so it can't be too small and intricate. It needs to be big enough for you to actually cut it out. And then I'm going to draw another slightly different shaped triangle, so I've got those along there. Then I'm going to do something along this edge here, so I'm just going to draw a semicircle, and then another little small triangle there, and then another triangle at the top. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shapes. You can experiment with the shapes and the amount of shapes, but let's just try this first one for now. I've got my scissors. These are some scissors with quite large sort of handles, which I find a little bit easier to control because you've got space in there. So I'm just taking out these small sections. So obviously this is quite fiddly, but it's also quite good for your hand and eye coordination, just to have a go at this. And that's why you need to use thin paper, because then it's easy to cut through. So the thinner paper the better, really, for this part of it. We've got one more shape to go. Okay, And now we should be able to open this out like this. And voila, we have our snowflake. So once you've done that, then what I like to do is I like to use my Pritt stick to put a thin layer of glue. I can just get this to lie flat. So obviously on one side I had the pencil, so I'm going to put the glue on that side so that that won't show. With the glue, sometimes it's easier if you open it out just to use the kind of the edge rather than the whole flat area, because you want to try and get in between the shapes a little bit. So I'm just going to go around. You might actually pop this onto another sheet of paper just so you don't get glue all over the background paper. The most important bit is to get the glue right at the edges so that the edges don't flap up too much. I'm just going around and doing the edges again. So that should be enough. And then I've got my piece of paper at the ready. I'm just going to place that in the centre like that. And then in order to flatten it out, I can put a piece of paper over the top, and sometimes I just use the glue stick to flatten it out, or you can just use your hand to try and flatten it down as much as possible. And there we have it. Now you could just leave it like this, which is a design that you can use as a decoration on the wall, or you could also make it into a Christmas card, etc. You could cut it out if you wish to, but I quite like just to have it with a border. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glitter. So if you have glitter available, you can just add some of that. So I'm sort of adding a blob in the middle and then some down the edges. Again, I'm just opening up my glue just to get a line around the edges. And then some little patches here and there. And then here comes the glitter. So again, you need to add more than you think you need, because some of it obviously will come off. So we'll put that on. There we go. And I'm going to put my piece of paper over the top. And again, try and smooth some of it down. You can hear it crunching, a bit like walking on frosty ground or snow. Okay, and then now we need to shake off the excess. And voila, we have our glittery snowflake. Thank you so much for joining me in this activity, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.